Thanks to plenty of drama and private servers, Rust becomes the most watched game on Twitch, and how that led to the resurgence of the 2018 title. Plus, everything you need to know about the newest Valorant agent and what leaks have told us so far, including what map may come along with his release. And Chinese organization Newbee and its Dota 2 squad is banned forever from competing after match-fixing accusations were investigated by Valve. All that and more next on The Breakdown. Rust becomes most watched game on Twitch. In 2020, we had our fair share of surprises on Twitch, with games like Among Us, Fall Guys, and Genshin Impact managing to make their way to the top of Twitch's most watched list against the usual AAA heavy hitters. And in 2021, the pattern seems to be continuing with, if not long forgotten, but a certainly past its initial hype game, making a huge impact on the streaming platform. For the sudden uptick in viewership, the survival-themed online multiplayer game Rust had a steady fan base between 5,000 and 15,000 people who would watch it be played on the streaming service. But over the holiday season, the game kicked into high gear thanks to a large exposure from content creators and large groups of private servers, topping out at over 1.2 million people watching people play Rust on Twitch and smashing the previous high record for the game. One of these servers was created by Offline TV, the Los Angeles, California-based group of content creators that includes the likes of Scara, Pokimane, Lily Pichu, Disguised Toast, Yvonne, and Michael Reeves. In addition to them, other highly relevant content creators coexist within the server, such as Myth, Shroud, and XQC, who have brought with them their own considerable audiences. It hasn't been without drama though, and that's mainly because a lot of streamers are interacting with each other all on stream, and it happens to lead to the size of their egos maxing out the space on the server. That can't be true, but it seems like it could be. Everything we know about the leaked Agent 14 in Valorant. Riot can just never have anything nice. It seems like while Valorant has had tons of releases over the past almost year at this point, they seem to always get spoiled in advance by data miners and the like, and the new agent being teased by Riot was no exception. After Riot started doing the rounds and dropping hints about the newest playable character being added to the roster, data miners and Reddit users spoiled the fun by unearthing as much info as they could and spoiling the big reveal. The newest agent's name, as far as we know, is Yoru, and he is a lot like a Reyna on steroids. He's able to project footsteps ahead of him, allowing enemies to be thrown off, thinking that there are either multiple people or that the character is heading in a different direction. He also has a wild flash that travels forward until it makes contact with the surface. He is also able to create a portal that allows him to travel back and forth from a single point, although some specifications on the exact skill are still up for debate since, this is all data mined and not really released yet. And his ultimate ability allows him to become invisible for enemies and invulnerable at the same time. Take a look at what they were able to pull out of the game from data mining it.
Я справлюсь. И снова я. Я справлюсь. И снова я. Режу измерения.
There's no official date set for Valorant's Agent 14 official announcement, but we can safely assume it will happen real soon, as he's scheduled to release as part of Episode 2, Act 1, which will be hitting the tactical shooter this upcoming 12th of January. All this information seems to confirm a leak that occurred in early December, with players finding mysterious footsteps that seem to match Yoru's abilities. We won't have to wait much longer to be able to find out whether this is an accurate leak, and we should also find out if he'll be releasing with an accompanying map that would make the release all that much sweeter. Newbee and former Dota 2 squad permanently banned from Valve events. Justice may take a while to show up, but it usually pops its head up eventually. And that's exactly what happened with the Chinese esports organization Newbee and their former Dota 2 squad. After being banned in the Chinese Dota 2 scene way back in May of last year, Valve has finally made a decision, agreeing to also ban Newbee and their entire former Dota 2 team from Valve competitions, essentially a death sentence when it comes to Dota 2. This comes as a bit of a shock, considering Newbee was one of the largest Chinese Dota 2 teams, amassing over $13 million in winnings for the team as a whole. They won the International in 2014 and took second in 2017, and made plenty of other tournament runs in their time together. Valve also didn't leave it a secret as to why they were banned. The official diagnosis? Match fixing. Any fans of CSGO know that Valve do not take match fixing lightly, since the other Valve eSport title went through and is still dealing with the fallout from huge accusations all of last year, as well about players and teams conspiring to fix matches and help win money for people who are betting on the games. Newbee still hasn't made a statement about the banning, but what could they really say at this point? Not only has the team been banned, but all the individual players were also banned, including 2 members of the 2017 squad that took second place at the International, with one of those players who even won the entire thing in 2012 with a different team. So these players threw away promising careers for what seems to be the increasing pressure of professional teams to succumb to shady match fixing scandals that don't seem worth it in the long run. That's it for the news today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're always posting brand new content right here on our YouTube channel. But did you know that Checkpoint XP is the only syndicated radio show in over 70 cities across the US and Canada that talks exclusively esports and video games? If you go to our website at checkpointxp.com, you can see where we're airing and if we're in a city near you. And while you're there, make sure you check out The Breakdown as a podcast. Subscribe to the podcast feed and take it with you wherever you go. My name's Weirdbeard, and thanks so much for subscribing before you go. Bye!